and with your friends. Yeah? So you might not share, but what I'm going to do is to share all the common mistakes that students did in assignment number 1. Okay, so of course I erase the name if the name is on the paper. So let's go. Okay, so these are the problem. These are the problems. So basically, I think you understand the problem. Basically, you are trying to find what is the C value. No, sorry. This is approximation. Basically, the first A is asking you what law. So everybody answers. I think everyone answered Newton second law. And then physical law determine the governing equation. This one, part B. Part B. I think I made a mistake in my video, my old video. Okay, my old video. But never mind. We'll talk about that. I think the issue with part B was my direction was wrong. So most of you just blindly copy my solution. You got it wrong. Okay, some of you recognize my mistake and change the sign, which is okay, which is also good. Okay. C. Now prove the analytical solution for this problem. That it is this one. So I think a lot of you, there are two methods here to solve this problem. I mean, to get this, to get the solution of the governing equation. So there are two methods. I think one is the using the integrating or integration factor, and the other one is separable of variable, separation of variable. Okay, this is you learn this during your ODE class, during your persamaan terbitan. Okay, so I think I learned this during my 3rd year. You learn it during the first semester, first year, very advanced. Okay, so now, part D, I changed the variable, the parameter, which is now the upward force is no more CV, but this is CV square. And if you remember from your fluid mechanics, the coefficient of drag, which is in this case C, is better model using V square. So I use this. This is for simple because ODE for first order linear equation is simple to solve. But in this case now, when we use F equal to CV square, it becomes a second order ODE. And it is not easy to solve. So what I did was I gave you the solution, the analytical solution. This is the analytical solution. And I think some of you might having problem using this function, tangent h. What is tangent h? What is the correct name for this function? Anybody? This is what we call hyperbolic tangent. Hyperbolic tangent. And in your Casio calculator, it can be done actually. And some of you use some I don't know, some function, weird function, which I never thought of. So I'll tell you later why. Okay, and this one is just trying to use numerical method to approximate this solution here. Okay, to approximate equation number 2, sorry, to approximate V. Okay, using numerical method. So I said by approximating the derivative in part D, which is this has a derivative, right? And you have to simplify this and so on. And then, of course, find the solution. Okay, and find the errors. So these are simple questions. All right, so this is just basically to illustrate to you that this is why we do numerical methods. Why do we do numerical methods? So in the case of we know the analytical solution, then we can find the what we call the true error. But in the case that we do not know the solution, because true error is basically the true value minus the approximation value, right? But in this case, if you do not know the true value, then you have to use a different kind of formula to approximate the error. All right, so this is the question. And let's look at the common mistakes that some of you did. Not all. Okay, this is the one. Okay, this is the one that I mentioned just now. Tangent head is approximated using this. And then this guy, what he did is that this is already tangent h, hyperbolic tangent. This is already hyperbolic tangent, and then he did hyperbolic tangent of a hyperbolic tangent. So this is wrong. Of course, this is wrong. But the funny thing is, the solution is correct. The solution is correct. Okay, that's one thing. Okay, so please read the manual of your calculator, how to use hyperbolic tangent. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, I do not have a Casio calculator here, but if I'm not mistaken, in your on your keypad of your Casio calculator, there's HYP, which is hypotenuse, something like that, and then you have to press that HYP and then tangent. It will give you hyperbolic tangent. And this is one of them. And the next one is this, the same mistake. The same mistake. So this is telling me that these two guys basically copying each other. Okay? If one is doing on his own, I believe he will not do the same mistake as his friend. Okay, maybe, I don't know, maybe he's copying, or maybe he has a discussion group, a group discussion. But unfortunately in Malaysia, sorry, not in Malaysia, from my experience, Malaysian student study group is always, let's say you have 4 persons. Okay, there's only one person who is the smart student, and everybody is waiting for that smart student to finish his or her assignment. Then the rest will be copying. This is not the concept of group study. In the US, the group study is different. They will not share the solution. They will discuss how to get the solution. Okay, I noticed this when I was doing a PhD during my time when I was an undergraduate student, and my time when I was a PhD student. I always in the lab, in the computer lab, and I see a group of students discussing, American students discussing about a homework, and they never share the solution, but they tell you the answer. Oh, my answer is this. This friend said, my answer is this. So they get different result, and they keep asking everybody, why is your result different than mine? Okay, then they start doing that. Go back to the work and see if they made any mistakes. All right, so I think there's a lot of example that some of you are just copying each other. So remember what I told you during the first day of class. I said assignment is for you, it's not for me. Okay, actually I do not like to give you assignment because it's a lot of work. I need to mark the papers, I need to set the question, okay? I need to set the solution. Okay, it's a lot of work to me. Okay, a lot of work to me. But when I did this, when I gave it to you, what happened is that you just copy. So what's the point of me giving you assignment? So the whole idea of assignment is to test your understanding, right? So if you get the wrong answer, you keep asking yourself, why did I get it wrong? Okay, that's the idea. But it seems that you basically misunderstood the concept or the reason why I give you assignments. All right, so these two, basically, I don't know. Maybe they are copying, maybe they are not, but it is very unlikely that they did the same mistake. Sepatutnya, if you do discuss your answers, okay, this is just like copying. Then this shouldn't be happening. Okay, the next one is, okay, this is a bad choice of variable. In this case, C here is our coefficient of drag, and this one is a constant. This one is a constant because of when you integrate, then you must have a constant, and you need to determine a constant here by using the conditions. In this case, because this is an initial boundary initial value problem, then you need to find the initial velocity and initial velocity in this case. So do not use C. I don't know if this is a capital C and this is a small c, but it looks the same to me. It looks the same to me. So this is a bad choice of constant. Maybe you might want to use K, alpha, or something else. Okay, then this one. This is a bad culture. I noticed this. Most of our high school students, Malaysian high school students, I know some of you are not from Malaysia, some of you are from Indonesia, some of you are from Middle East, but this is bad. This is bad. I don't know how they taught you they taught math in high school, but in Malaysia, it seems that the teachers are giving them basically wrong information. I saw one posting on Facebook, a teacher teaching math using the Facebook, and I was kind of surprised. I say, why is this teacher teaching something wrong, something that is not correct? Yeah? So why am I saying this is no such thing in math? Please use proper multiplication, i.e. So the idea of the symbol of equal signs mean, in this case, you have M. Let me do something here. Let me move my... Okay, so the idea is that mg minus cv square is equal to ma, right? So equals mean right hand side here and left hand side must be the same value. It must have the same value, or else it will not be equal, right? So that's the definition of equal sign there. So I was teaching this kind of approach to my son last night. Okay, so now what Malaysian teacher did is that he just put this and 1 over m. So what is this? This has no meaning at all. But I understand what he's trying to tell you. What the proper way of doing this is not this way. What you say is, let's say this is equation number 1. So what you say 1 times 1 by 1 by m. Okay, this is one proper way. Or because of the equal sign, what you can do is mg minus cv square equal to ma. So what you can do here is, remember the equal sign again. So whatever you are doing on the left hand side, you must also do on the left hand side. So what I'm doing here is that I multiply my left hand side by 1 over m. Because of the equal sign, then I have to also multiply 1 over m on the right hand side. So this is the proper way, okay? And a lot of your papers is always like this. It's always this, okay? This is not right. And this is not the proper way of doing mathematics, because basically you are not respecting the equal sign here. Okay, the equal sign. Okay, so this is I don't know, a lot of papers. I lost count how many papers are doing like this. So this is one. And let's look at the other one. Okay. Okay. This is one. And this is the other one. Okay, so what is wrong here? Can anybody tell me what is wrong in this paper? Let me zoom in. What is wrong? And this mistake, I think about 4 or 5 students. Again, I think assuming they are copying because because they look the same. Okay, look at this. Okay, look at this. This is a proper way. This is the good part. This is the good part. Because what he did was he multiplied by this value on the left hand side, and also this value on the right hand side. So this is okay. But the mistake here is that this one here. This one is wrong. Okay, this is integration with respect to what? With respect to what? And this is again integration with respect to what? Okay, so this is another thing. All right, so look at the next one. Again, this is the same thing, integrate both sides. But this guy did a better way. He said with respect to dt, with respect to t. So actually, this is not correct. This is not correct. Where does the dt come from? Magic, yeah, magic. Okay, magic. It comes magically there. But the concept is correct because you said that, okay, I'm integrating this with respect to dt on the left-hand side. And I have to do the same thing because of the equal sign, dt on the right-hand side. But this is not the correct thing here. Okay, how do you get that dt here? How do you get that dt? Okay, this is the question. All right, so that's 1, 2, and 3. 3 students. The same thing here. And then 4 students. Again, this thing here. But the funny thing is, this student is giving us the solution here. Okay, so I think the proper way of doing this is that you know that this term here, dv dt, e minus c over m t plus c over m, e, oh, sorry, there's no minus here. There's no minus here. C over mt times v equal to g dot e cmt. Okay, now this is actually the chain rule, right? Which means that this is just I'm out of space here. So let's look at this one here. This is the chain rule. So what we have here is just that this is d dt of v times e c over m t. Wait. Yep. Okay. So when you do this, okay, using the chain rule, you should get this. And then this must equal to g e c oh, why is my pen not writing here? Okay, cmt, right? So now what you can do here is that you can do this. D of e cmt equal to g e cmt dt. Now this is just, what is this? This is just like your, for example, dy. So how do you get y from dy? You have to integrate. Then this becomes y. So in this case, when you integrate on the left-hand side, you integrate on the right-hand side, okay, which again, because of the equal sign, when you do anything on the left-hand side, you must do the same thing on the right-hand side. So now this is a proper way of integration because we have the integration with respect to t here. And this is just basically because of the d. So what you get is v e minus c mt equal to this thing here. Okay, so that's the proper way. So I think he wrote it down here. But he didn't use it. So basically what he did here is he skipped one step, and this is not the correct way. And again, the dt and dt here. All right, so I know now there's a group of students who copying each other. So basically it's defeat the purpose of me giving you assignment. And the next one is this student is, I think, very busy. I think he might be very busy. He forget to download the assignment number 2. He WhatsApp me, he Telegram me saying, can I open the quiz, the assignment 2 link so that he can download the paper. He's 2 days late. And I think, again, he is very busy in such a way that he cannot write neatly and I cannot read the handwriting. Okay, this is one, basically poor handwriting. And the second one is out of focus. I cannot see what he's written there. Please, I'm an old man. I have eyesight problem. Saya rabun jauh, saya rabun dekat. I am long-sighted and also short-sighted. So that is why when I'm reading something, I cannot put on my glasses because I cannot see anything when I put my glasses while reading. I need to take it off so I can read. Okay, so please be gentle, be kind to me, write neatly. make sure your submission is in focus. Yeah? So this one is really hard to read, really hard to read. Okay, if you did this in in test, I will just ignore it. I will just ignore it. Okay, so please, please, humble request. Okay, please do this. Please make sure you write legibly, neatly, and make sure everything is in focus so it's easy for me to read. Okay, again, this student has something else. Okay, he submitted this at 3:40 something a.m. in the morning. So that's why I'm telling you that this guy might be very busy. So he's doing this. He submitted this at 3:40 something a.m. So why this is a plus? Okay, so that's the issue. Now the next thing again. This is where I made the mistake. Okay, remember, I think in my lecture video, what I did was, I think summation of forces. Summation of forces going upward is positive, right? And equal to MA, right? Summation of forces. But what I did was, I know that A is going downward, because this thing is falling downward. So the summation, the correct thing is upward is positive, minus F downward must equal to minus MA, because if you put this upward, then this is opposite of the direction of A, so it should be a minus sign there. So this is where I got it wrong, and some of you just copy, and this is what you get. You get it the other way around. Okay, you get the formula the other way around. So this is the correct equation, but this is the wrong derivation. Okay, so I think some of you did this. Okay, someone, I don't know, maybe a few students. Okay, and okay, this is nice, but the issue is please reserve red ink for my use. This student is, so this is not my pen. This is the student's pen. So what I did, I changed color to orange for my marking. So please, please, if you use your tablet, please do not use red color for your assignment. Please use other colors than red, because let me have the red color. Okay, I just want you to use that. So this is again the same thing here, the same thing here, right? The same thing here. Okay, that apa ilmu sesat tu. This is again, okay. So the next guy, the next student pun sama. Tapi, please, aduh, this is the one lah. This is the one. This should be this, and this should be, okay. So please use white background lah, yeah. White background. Okay, white background, blue or black font lah. Senang saya nak baca. This one is, sorry, mata saya sakit baca benda ni. Alright, so jari gemuk dia tak kenal. Okay, the next one is this. Okay, okay, this is not an issue, but this is of course from foreign student. So this foreign student is using mana dia ni? Okay, is using, okay, 4.179. So he's using, instead of a point decimal, he's using a comma. So this is very common among European countries. I remember when I was working for a German company, Robert Bosch. Okay, they are using comma instead of dot for decimal place. So this is just, I think the only student who did this is this guy. So I don't know if you can switch to dot, but it is better because we use comma for, let's say this is 20,000. Okay, we use comma, but they use 20,000 is 20.000. Okay, so it might be confusing, but I don't know. If you can switch, please switch. If not, carry on. So the next thing is, again, the use of plus sign here. So the best thing is, of course, to draw the free body diagram, yeah? So you know which direction. But I think in my question, I give my FU equal to CV. Okay, this is plus FU equal to CV. So why do you change it to minus sign? Okay, so please draw the free body diagram. Again, this is the same mistake, wrong direction. Okay, from my video, Okay, the next one is this. Again, dia tukar tanda, but somehow the switch sign, automatically switch signs. I don't know why they switch sign. Okay, this is FB minus FD, and then suddenly minus FV plus FD. Why? Why? And I don't know, maybe this, I don't know if this student U looks like a V to me, because this is CV. This is also, if not FU, I think this is FV. Okay, next one. Okay, that's it. Okay, that's it. That's it. Okay, that's about my comments. My comments about your assignment 1. Oh, you'll be half an hour. Okay, we have only 20 minutes. Okay, I received a question, a lot of questions about using Excel, about using Excel for assignment number 2. So do you think it's okay to use Excel? Can anybody tell me? What do you think? What's your opinion? Is it okay to use Excel? Is it allowable to use Excel? Anyone? Please, I need input from you. No input? Nothing? So you cannot use Excel? Oh, okay. Yes.
Yes. I think this is my opinion. For
Uh-huh.
assignment, I think it's okay to use Excel. It's just for checking
Uh-huh.
our step and everything. And then, but then for exam, we need to do manual. Yeah.
Okay, good. But if you are doing an online test, how do I know that you are not using Excel? Okay, that's the question. So, okay, I am not against using Excel, but the idea here is, again, why do I give you assignments? Why? Can anybody tell me why?
To prepare for test.
No, it's for your understanding, right?
Again.
It's for your understanding. Once you understand, trust me, if you can do the assignment on your own, test 1 will be very easy to you. Because remember, we set our cognitive level up to C3, right? If you practice your cognitive level during your assignment, so you are used to all this C3 level, cognitive level 3. So when it comes to test, because you are already at C3 and the test is also C3, it becomes easy. The only problem is that when you copy your assignment, you are always at either C1 or C2, and then the test is C3, and then you get low marks, and then you complain, oh, lecturer ni ganas lah, tak ada yang lulus kelas dia. No, that's the wrong idea here. The right idea is that, again, for assignment, it's for you to understand. It's for you to practice your cognitive level. When you are driving, kalau ada lesen tapi tak pernah drive, do you think you are a good driver? Macam last night, a lady driver stopped in front of me and then don't know what to do. I was waiting for her to move. She just stopped in front of me, doing nothing. So I have to basically potong dia. All right, so now the whole idea is that understanding, you need, when you do the assignment, you need to show me that you understand. So let me give you an example here from previous semesters. I don't know which semester this was. But this is not a good example at all. Okay, let me open up this assignment. Oh. Okay, this is a similar assignment submitted by a student. Macam mana ni? Do you think he understand what he's doing? What is this? This is using Excel, right? But where is the answer? I don't even know that he understand this. Okay, this is one of the pages. And this is another page. And this is another one. Okay, this is like similar to your problem, similar to your assignment number 2. So the idea here is that your assignment, macam siapa tadi, Zuhair duk kata, you want to use Excel to check your solution, which is okay. Okay, but you know, for example, in the case of this is, I think, bisection. This is, I think, bisection method. Note, this guy, when he copied this, okay, when he screenshot this, he basically didn't show up the top one, despite dia tak tunjuk. But for this, he showed because his name is here. His name is there. And then for this, no. For this, no. I believe what happened is that he just borrowed or copied the spreadsheet from one of his friends. Okay. So this happened. I think one of the students in our class telegram me, "Sir, boleh pinjam tak? Boleh share tak your spreadsheet?" I said no. I said no. If I share my spreadsheet, what will happen? You learn nothing. You just put the numbers. Okay, you just put the number and then you get the solution. I want you to understand what is bisection method, what is incremental search method, what is secant method, what is Newton-Raphson method, and so on. Okay, so you need to show me that you understand. So in this case, like this problem, why is this lower, upper, and so on? Why? Okay, so the answer is here is yes, you can use Excel, but you need to show me that you understand what you are doing. That is why in the question paper, I mentioned, please explain all the steps involved in detail. Tell why. How do you know there's a root? How do you know it's in the upper region, in the lower region, and so on? Okay? This is why you need to show me. Okay, because last time, this is what happened. Last time, this is what happened. This one lah. Which is very unfortunate. Saya tak tahu apa yang sudah dibuat. Dia copy and then he just screenshot this. Okay, I don't even know if this is from his computer. Maybe he just using his friend screenshot. Okay, because there's no name here. There's no name. Right? So please don't do that. Please show me that you understand what you are doing. We already seen in assignment 1. Some of you just copy your friend punya solution, which is, again, I do not like that kind of attitude. Please, please do it on your own because I'm preparing you for the test. Okay? You need to practice your cognitive skills. Okay? You need to practice your cognitive skills. So that's the idea. So now, okay? So I think we have only about 10 minutes here. We only have 10 minutes. Let me talk about bisection method and all that, because I think it will help for your assignment. This is your assignment, right? This is your assignment. But what I'm going to show you is something different. what I'm going to show you is the question for the quiz, where we need to find our C, not C. Yes, for okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see my quiz solution. Okay, so this one, this one. So what I'm going to do is to solve this one. So I think I already shared a video and I have solved this using the graphical method, right? So let's try using different methods, numerical methods. Okay, where's my Excel? Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, I hope you can see my screen, yeah? Okay, so this is my Excel. Remember that I think I showed the video. The first thing is we use trial and error because we need to know that what is the value of C that will make this equal to 40. So we try with 14 and we got 41.5, which is slightly more than what we want. Okay, which is 41, but when you use 15, then we get 39.57. Okay, say, okay, we know that the answer is between 14 and 15 using the trial and error. So we say, oh, this is not easy to just guess. Yeah. So what we did is, why not we put in a graphical format? So when you do it to graphical format, then what we do is we use the same equation, but we make it equal to 0. And in mathematical terms, I say that this is FC equal to 0. So this is what we call when the equation intercept 0, then we know that there's a root for that equation FC, and the root is the value of C, okay, C root, where it intercepts the x-axis. So in this case, the c-axis, which is around 14, it's more to 14.8, yeah, because this is 14.6, this is 14.7, and this is 14.8. So this is close to 14.8. So in this case, this is good enough solution in our case, because I think the question asks for 1 decimal place, right? Up to 1 decimal place. So this one is very close to 14.8. So the answer is 14.8. The next question is that it requires you to use a bisection method, and the answer should be to 2 decimal places. So let's look at the assignment. Assignment 2. What is this? Assignment 1 or assignment 2? Assignment 2, right? Okay, this one. This is assignment number 2. And look at this. It says that repeat the same problem using bisection method. What are the 2 initial guesses? What is the small pulley diameter value up to 2 decimal places? Okay, this is example where you have to calculate C. Where you have to calculate small d. I think some of you might get capital D, C, and small d. Okay, so this is a small d, but I'm going to show you a different one. I'm going to show you the same equation here, but using bisection method. Yeah, bisection method. So I think in my lecture slides, you should see this, the algorithm. The first thing is we need to make sure that there's a root between our lower and upper guesses. So it says what are the 2 initial guesses? What are the 2 initial guesses? So make sure that your two guesses has a root in between them. For example, in my case here, I know from my trial and error, it is between 14 and 15 because 40 is in between here, between 39 and 41. And of course, using graphical methods, using graphical method, we know that from this equation, again, the answer should be 0, 0, 0, right? The true value of this equation is 0. But look at this. This is minus 1.5, which is not equal to 0. And this one, this is again not equal to 0. And we know that when we plot it, it is somewhere here, which is, I think it's closer to 14.8. Right, 14.8. So we know there's a root between there because the root is always at the axis, the intercept the horizontal axis. So note that this is negative, which is this one here, this value negative, and this value, which is this one here, is positive. So we know there is a root between the lower and the upper bound. Okay, this is how we know there's a root, because there's a change of sign. Okay, change of sign, negative, and then positive, or the other way around. In some cases, it might be positive and then negative. But anyway, there's a change in sign. A change in sign means that the curve or the line intercepts the horizontal axis. So in this case, this is my intercept. Okay. So now I'm using bisection method. It says here the first thing to do is choose lower and upper guesses for the root such that the function change sign over the interval. So for example, let's say I'm using maybe 12 and 14. Is there a root? Look, at C1, at C lower, being negative, at C upper is also negative, then there's no change in sign, right? Because this is basically saying to us that, okay, that my solution, my guesses are at this point. This is 12, and this is 14. Is there a root? No, because both of them are negative and negative. There's no change of sign. So I know there's no root. So let's try with 14 and 15. And we know that there's a change in sign. This is minus, this is plus, then the product is a minus. And so I just program my Excel to say yes. Okay, when it's yes, then what we need to do is, okay, step one is achieved. The next step is to estimate the root, okay, which is XL plus XU over 2. So in this case, CL plus CU divide by 2 and get your CR, which is this one, okay, which is 14.5. And then the next thing to do is to find the value at the function value at lower and at the root. So we need to find the product of lower and root. So this is positive and this is positive, right? So the first one, my guess is positive. And what happens if the thing is positive? If Fs times Fr is greater than 0, the root lies in the upper subinterval. So how do we visualize this graphically? Okay, graphically it's just like this. Okay, so what happens is that this is my 14 and this is my 15, for example, and XR is 14.5. And note that if the product of lower and root are positive, the product is positive, then we know there's no root in between the lower interval. The one that has the root is in the upper interval. So in this case, my root is in the upper interval. Okay, it says that the root lies in the upper subinterval. Yeah? And we can zoom in here. Upper subinterval. And then set XL equal to XR. So my new CL is just my CR, which is 14.5. And I know there's a root between this thing here, between 14.5 and 15, and I do the same thing. I repeat the same thing. So this is the new range between 14.5 to 15. And again, but this is upper. This is upper. So what we can do here is maybe we can just copy this. Okay, this is where Excel is good. But you still need to understand how to program this. Now we can repeat the calculation by dragging. Okay, now it changed sign. Now it is lower at the lower interval. And this lower interval. Note that now my CU is changed because if the thing is negative, set XU equal to XR. My XR is before this was this, then it becomes the new CU. Okay, again. Oh, my mouse is crazy. My mouse is going crazy. So what we can do here is again drag this, okay, until it stops. So stop. When do I stop? Okay, my epsilon is 1 times 10 to the minus 2. Okay, 1 times 10 to the minus 2, which is 0.01. 0.01. So what is the error here? So take note that if my root is correct, if my root is exactly the one that I want, the true value becomes 0, right? But in this case, my FC becomes, for example, at this location here, becomes this, which is 0.02 compared to 0. Is this acceptable? Note that my solution, the correct value, the true value is 0, but from my bisection method, what I get is 0.00203, which is the error here. The absolute error. I didn't take the sign because of the absolute here. So now, this is the error. So is this error acceptable? So this is where you have to think about. So in this case, it stops, and my answer is, my root is 14.78125. And if you plug this value in to my try and error here, paste value here, 39.997. So is this acceptable? Because the error is less than 0.001. The error is 0.02, which is less than the requirement of 0.01. So I don't know if this is acceptable. Of course, when we increase the error here, for example, 1e to the minus 4. Oops, sorry, this is 1e to the minus 4. 1e to the minus 4. This is not acceptable because the error here is more. And note that the error is fluctuating. For bisection method, it's always fluctuating. But let's drag this more. Oops. My mouse is going crazy. I'm sorry. Sorry. Okay, still no. My computer is acting up. Sorry. But I think you get the idea, right? So is this 0.005 less than this? No. So it will not stop. It will not stop. Okay. So this is why basically Excel will make our life easier. Only the first 2 lines maybe that you have to do the programming. Once you have to repeat that. Okay, the repetition doesn't count actually in tests. Doesn't count. All right. So now the next question is, it asks for 2 decimal places. It asks for 2 decimal places. So how do I know when to stop here? When to stop? When to stop? So what is the answer here? Is 39.99, is 14.71825 is the acceptable root here. It says that it must be 2 decimal places. So for 2 decimal places, you know that it is up to 0.01, right? This is 2 decimal places, right? So the error should have plus minus 0.005, because sometimes, let's say 14.783, 7.84, 17.786, right? It can be these two values. It can be these two values, but there's an error here. There's an error. So the epsilon s for 2 decimal places is 0.005. But the question is, what are we comparing to? So in this case, I have another method, another part here that shows you, okay, note that my error here is 0.0. This is 1 decimal place. This is 1 decimal place. If I want 2 decimal places, then should be this. And what do I compare here? I'm comparing the current root with the previous root. So in this case, the calculation is D16 minus D15, which is this one. This one minus this one, yeah? Because this will determine the decimal places. Okay, let's see if that I put it this way. Okay, no, still no. Yes, now look at this. Okay, let's say I continue with one more loop. You see that the answer is 14.789 and 14.78. So what is the correct answer up to 2 decimal places? I think you can say easily that this is 14.78. 14.78. The solution is 14.78 if you want it to be up to 2 decimal places. Okay, remember 1 decimal place is accuracy up to 1 decimal place is 0.1. Oh, sorry, this is accuracy 1 decimal place, but the error is 0.5, plus minus 0.5. So what I did here, I think this is 3 decimal places, right? Yes, this is 3 decimal places, not 2. Actually, it should be 5. Okay, should be 5. So 14.77, 14.77 again. Okay, so now this is up to 2 decimal places. Up to 2 decimal places. Okay, so I think time is running out. Sorry to take your time. It's 3 minutes to 12. I think you have other classes, right? You have to go to other class. So thank you very much for joining me. Sorry that I have taken extra time. I have taken extra time for you. So, okay, if you have any question, please telegram me. And if there's a need to have a video chat, we can do video chat. Okay, everyone, thank you very much. Have a nice weekend. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you, everyone.